What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today is finally the day. I've been waiting for this day almost a whole damn year to finally put an engine back in my Z. So I didn't really talk about this one too much. I put this engine together kind of off to the side while I was working on all the other stuff that I did throughout the year. But I just kept having those problems with getting used engines and then finding out that they were bad with bad rod bearings or whatever the problems were, but ended up having bad engines. So I got this one knowing that it needed rings. I re-ringed it and new head gaskets. Everything pretty much internally should be a-okay. So now I was gonna do the engine bay. I was gonna paint it and fix that rust spot over there, but I'm not gonna do it anymore. By the time I get to doing all that, it'll be summer again. I'm not gonna want to drive the car anymore. It's gonna be way too hot here. So that'll be for another time. I cleaned it as best I could. I used a bunch of degreaser, got most of the crap off that was right here. That's the one major thing that was bothering me. I didn't do this. I pressure washed it, but I ended up then taking all the Hica stuff and the reservoir, the power steering reservoir off. So I still got to clean that up again, but I mean, I could go over that with like a can of brake cleaner and it'd be fine. So now the only thing I got to do is jack up the car and get it ready so that I can put this engine back in. Oh yeah, I also got to replace this throwout bearing. I already got it, but sounds like duty. All right, everything's prepped now. Throwout bearing is in and car's jacked up. Now we just gotta gently slide the engine in here. Gap between the engine and transmission, and this one was a lot harder putting it in with just the engine than if I would have taken the transmission out and made the engine and transmission together outside of the car. That seemed to always work easier for me, but I tried it this way this time and it was a little bit more difficult. I had to lower the subframe a little bit. I loosened the bolts and just let it down, and that let me squeeze the engine in there. And right now I'm just at that point right now where I know I replaced the pilot bearing, so I might be a little bit snug going in, and I think maybe the transmission splines up to the clutch is not lining up, so I'm gonna be using this on the front of the crank to turn it and hope that it grabs or goes in all the way. Okay, everything went in pretty smoothly. Turning this right here did help, but for sure, if you're gonna do it with just the engine and not with the engine and transmission together, you're gonna have to drop the subframe a little bit. Once you get the engine in as far as you can, it's still gonna hit the subframe a little bit unless you take it down further than I did. I just got it down to where it was like on the last couple threads on the bolt, so it would stay, so the bolts would stay in there. But you have to do a little tilt maneuver, and once you tilt it and push it towards the transmission, it falls into place. After that, it's just a little wiggling and it'll go in. So now I just gotta finish on the bottom, hooking the exhaust back up and seeing what else I gotta do under there. Maybe the starter and the starter wiring. But besides that, it's probably gonna be it for today, for me at least for today, because I have to go back to work. So it'll probably be another week before I get started working on this. On that note, for those of you guys that watch these videos regularly, or maybe not even regularly, what do you guys do for work? Because I know that most of us don't do automotive work regularly. For those of you that know me personally, I know that I worked on cars for many years and recently got out of it. Now I'm a truck driver, and it makes me want to actually work on my cars more than before. Before I really didn't want to do crap. So what do you guys do? And I'll be back next week. I'll be back in a week to start working on this again. All right, guys, welcome back. I'm back from work and ready to get working on this, but it just seems that I picked the worst day to do this. It's raining. It's only sprinkling a little bit right now, so I'm gonna try and set you guys up, because I'm gonna try and do this as quickly as I can before all this stuff gets wet. So let's get started. Well, guys, didn't get finished. I got pretty close, but lost sunlight. So we get started on this again in the morning. Hopefully we get to the point of starting it. I hope. All right, guys, so here we are now. Pretty much everything put back together. I'm just going over it real quick to make sure that I have everything done. I didn't talk about these. I got these new intake pipes just from eBay, something not too expensive, nothing special. I do have I had to get another balance tube, because I have another one that's already been modified to not use the, what do you call it, to not use the idler control valve. That's why that hose isn't connected, and we shouldn't have any air leak. I could probably show you guys that later with another plenum, how that works. But yeah, everything's there. These fuel lines up here are gonna not be there anymore once we get it running good. I have a fuel pressure regulator that we're gonna be installing, and also a vacuum block that we're gonna be installing to clean all this stuff up. So now I already put the oil in, got a battery on, just triple checking everything to make sure that we didn't forget anything before I try and start it up. Oh, another thing, before we start it up, I'm gonna make sure that we're not getting spark and probably fuel, so that I could crank it, build up oil pressure before it starts up. So fingers crossed, all this work that I've been doing, hopefully everything goes good and it starts up and sounds good for once. So let's try it out. So I'm not seeing oil pressure on the gauge. I have to figure out if the sensor is no good or what, but I'm still gonna try and start it. So I'm gonna hook up the PTU back up, and I mean, not the PTU, the CAS, and let's see what happens. Sounded like it had good compression, so. Alright guys, so it's just cranking. Everything should be plugged in. I gotta make sure we got spark and we're getting injector pulse. And aside from that, it sounds fine, but you know, there's always that possibility that I forgot to plug something in or tighten something. So we're gonna go through real quick, check to see if we got spark, injector pulse, and then we can continue and see what. Hopefully it's one of those things. If not, we'll just keep going until we figure it out. All right, try it again. All right, stop. All right, one more time. You might have to give it a little bit of throttle. No? Try it again. All right, so it didn't want to start. Sounded like it was about to, but didn't. Battery ended up dying. This thing was dead too, so charged it up and we're gonna try it again. Hopefully it starts. If not, we're gonna have to get this battery charged or find another battery. You saw right there that it started for a quick second, but had a massive vacuum leak. So I thought this was gonna work out. Ended up not working out because I don't have there's this one. I don't have this blocked off. So we have this other one. This one was already made a while ago. This one has everything blocked off, but this one was supposed to be used with the vacuum block. So I haven't installed that yet because I was gonna do that step by step. I also got all this just on here for now because this is gonna be gone too. I'm gonna be installing a different fuel pressure regulator, but for now we're gonna try it like this. It should start like this. Now that this is this way, it shouldn't have any more vacuum leaks, and hopefully stays running, or just runs long enough for me to warm it up. So we'll see right now. I'm gonna try it one more time. Also, I got that oil leak there. Forgot to tighten the drain plug, and I didn't touch the car for 2 weeks and it spilled some oil there. It was just hand tight, so it was just dripping out little by little. There it is, guys. It ran. Obviously, it does not have the idle air control valve. I might still put that on. I'm not sure yet if I can. Oh my gosh. Here's the idle air control valve. I was about to install it, and then I remembered that we had that other piece, balance tube piece thing that blocked it off. But who knows? I might just adjust the throttle body just so that it stays idling. But if not, we got this that we can still use. I gotta put some coolant in and figure out how to keep it idling for a little while longer. All right, go ahead. You're gonna have to give it a little bit of throttle to keep it running. Give it a little bit. Give it a little bit. What? So it ran. Hasn't leaked any coolant yet, hopefully. And we still got a few little things here and there that I got to do. This number 1 injector started leaking on me. No biggie. Looks like it's just an O-ring. And aside from that, it's just little things here and there that I'm gonna have to address. But those are things that I'm gonna be doing as I go along. So I'm just happy that this whole rebuild turned out good. That was my main concern, because I mean, I've done plenty of rebuilds before in the past, but it's always been normal engines like Chevys, Hondas. This is would be my first one of these that I actually finished. So I'm really happy that turned out well. So guys, that's it for this one. Finally got it running, and on the next one, we're probably going to be messing with some of the fuel stuff and maybe that vacuum block. So hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.